Hi there, it is Pat, and I wanted to take a minute and read you the first chapter of my upcoming book that's going to be released soon. I just got the cover artwork back, so I'm going to share it on social media. It's just so beautiful. But anyway, my new book is called The Confident Grief Coach, a guide for helping clients process loss. And I wanted to share this with you because if you are looking to be a confident grief coach, I think you're going to like this book. So here is chapter one. Who am I to be a grief coach? The only walls that exist are those you have placed in your mind. And whatever obstacles you conceive exist only because you have forgotten what you have already achieved. Susie Kassem, remember your greatness. How many times have you listened to a podcast or picked up a book to read because the podcast guest or the author was speaking to your passion, and in your mind, being a guest on a podcast or writing a book seemed to give them immediate credibility? You probably looked at their bio and saw that they had big titles and numerous letters after their name, further confirming that these folks were definitely the experts in their field. If you are like me, you probably wondered if you could really be seen as a specialist when you do not have a degree or two, you do not have a PhD behind your name, or you haven't written a New York Times bestseller, and you haven't been interviewed by the likes of Oprah or Brene Brown. Sure, you have education and experience, but not to the level that these experts have. But people are coming to you anyway because you are the person who has always been sought out by friends and colleagues to share their emotional challenges. They come to you because you are safe and not judgmental. I've often told friends and family, I wonder if I have a sign on my forehead with huge letters saying shrink, because total strangers will stop and share their stories with me at the grocery store or a restaurant. Has that happened to you too? You have found yourself being the shoulder to cry on, the calm in the storm of emotions, and a set of arms to embrace those who are grieving. You have always felt drawn to those who have experienced deep loss because you too have been affected by grief. You have seen up close and personal how unreleased, unresolved, or clinging desperately to grief can negatively impact someone, and you are determined to try and not have these things happen for those who are reaching out to you. Your natural empathy and compassion for others is now becoming a deepening desire, wanting you to go deeper and become more knowledgeable about how to help those who are grieving. You look around at your family, friends, and community, and you see so many people who are struggling with their deep grief after the death of a loved one or another significant loss. You know that there is healing that comes through grief, but for some, you have seen it being a long and tortuous process. You have seen family, friends, and clients become grief, where they are unable to move forward in life, only staying cemented in despair. You know you want to step in and start making a bigger difference and help people get on the path of healing sooner rather than later. You know that you have the skills and passion to do this work, but there is still that little voice, or sometimes a very loud voice, saying you're not educated enough. You're not experienced enough. You don't have the credentials to be doing grief support work. I am here to tell you that the little voices and the loud voices chirping in your ear are not being truthful. This is my fervent belief. If you have a passion for helping others in their grief journeys, then you are exactly the right person to be stepping into the role of a grief coach. You don't need to go back to school and spend tens of thousands of dollars to get an advanced degree to become a specialist, unless you want to, of course. Education is so important, and I will never tell someone to not pursue academic learning. But I also know that many of us have expanded our education by working in the field, so to speak. We have had on the job learning when it comes to knowing what is helpful and what is not so helpful for people when they are in the darkest of places after a significant loss. I imagine you probably have some form of education or experience in the helping profession. Perhaps you started out working in the healthcare field in some way. Perhaps you worked with the elderly, or you cared for your own family members in hospice. Perhaps you are a life coach, a social worker, or a psychologist who has been more generalized in your field up to this point, and now you want to be better equipped to work with the grieving at a more advanced and focused level. I became a grief coach not by conscious choice, but I heeded the call when grieving clients showed up at my door. I realized that I had a life purpose to be a light for those who grieve and help them find solid footing on the rocky road of bereavement. The more people I worked with, the more knowledge I gained because my clients are my teachers. I consider my clients my wisdom keepers, and I see myself as the scribe of their stories. It was through this co-creation between my clients and myself that I was able to develop the Breathe coaching model for grief. And now it is time for me to share this model with other grief professionals because I have a dream. To provide accessible and transformative healing for bereaved families throughout the world by training and building a team of highly skilled, compassionate, and confident grief professionals. Whatever your background, I believe that if you are reading this book, you have a deep desire to gain more confidence and have more resources to help you be an effective grief support for your family, friends, clients, and or community. If what I have written so far sounds like you, and you are saying, yes, I want to be out there helping these people, then keep on reading because this book is for you. Together we will open a treasure chest of knowledge and resources to help you become the confident grief coach that you are seeking to be so that you can be of greater help to those who reach out to you during their time of great sadness. Thank you for being one who shines your light for others, providing comfort, compassion, and peace as they walk the journey of grief. So that is chapter 1. It's not even been fully edited yet, but so you're getting a sneak preview of what the book will be. But I just want to share that if you have that passion and that desire to do more in the community where people are grieving, in your practice where people come to you in grief, to up-level your confidence a bit, I have this program and I am delivering the Breathe program to my students now. So it's like already, you can take the program, you can learn it, go out there and use it so that we have more grief professionals who are available to help all those who are grieving in our world. So if you are at all interested in hearing more about this, let's hook up, okay? I'll put a link in the comments below and you can let me know if there's a time that will work for you. I'd love to chat. Take care. Peace out. Bye-bye.